Welcome to the Create Harmony podcast with Sally Burlington. This is a podcast about setting an intentional rhythm, about savoring life's blessings and learning how to use our imagination as a way of listening to God. If you want to learn more about how to bring stillness and gratitude into your life, you'll probably find a lot here that you love. And if you like to be creative and fun, there is a place for you here as well. In this place, we'll take a few minutes to celebrate everyday joys and remind ourselves how to notice goodness all around us. Welcome back to episode 8 of the Create Harmony podcast. This week, we're going to be talking about telling stories. Last week, we celebrated the close of a ministry that I'd cherished over the last 2.5 years. During the deepest days of COVID, we all learned to communicate via Zoom. God helped me steward a ministry born of this new way of connection, and it was called Reconnect. We met every Friday at 11 a.m. on Zoom. It started out as a 6-week study where I led guided meditations and we took some what we called mental field trips. Now, this was during a time where real field trips were impossible, and it was nice to imagine ourselves going to places that were currently out of reach. When we got to the end of the first 6 weeks, it was clear that we needed more, so Reconnect continued. What evolved was a space where people were encouraged to share their individual stories, and each week a person would share their story and the rest of the group would listen and ask questions. The variety of stories was vast. Over the span of our time together, there were close to 40 stories shared. Many of the people had written books. Some of the people represented nonprofits and church organizations. Some of the storytellers were clergy. Some of the stories touched on loss and grief. Some of the stories touched on ways that times had changed, particularly for women over the years. There were some coming-of-age stories, some overseas adventures, some stories about family history. We had a Bible storyteller come and retell stories in the Bible. And later his wife, who is also a Bible storyteller, came and spoke about her healing workshops relating to art therapy. It was such a blessing to sit and be a listener to this wide variety of life paths. We got to see the ways that God worked through the lives of all of these different people. The curious spirit that became part of the fabric of our gathering taught us all so much. Many times we ran out of time for all the questions people wanted to ask about each story. Now that life is less about meeting on Zoom, thank goodness, our ministry together has come to a close. We had our first and only in-person gathering last week to wrap things up. It was such a bittersweet moment, as this was such an important part of my weekly rhythm for the past 2.5 years. There is much about it that I will miss. Reflecting on this big change, I see a place for gratitude. Since this month has been gratitude focused, I am drawn back to feeling grateful for the opportunity to connect with others in this unique way. The pandemic brought many negatives into our lives. This ministry seems like an example of how God can make something good out of every negative circumstance. God is good all the time. So in our closing time together today, I want to share something from a book called Shining Like the Sun by Stephen Weens. The reason I've chosen this is because often at the end of Reconnect, I would read a prayer or a liturgy that related to the story shared. So in honor of this ministry, I will share this. You are going somewhere, and God is smiling. God is with you every moment of your life. May you find God wherever you are, with laughter and tears and starstruck wonder. And may you find God wherever you go, and with fear and trembling, while stumbling and falling, to get back up again. May it be so. So glad you listened to this episode today, and glad you're following along the Create Harmony journey. As we look ahead to the holiday season, we've got something exciting to share with you. It's a new meditation package called the Advent Collection. It includes 5 meditations which allow you to take on 5 different perspectives of the Nativity. While you listen, you will imagine yourself being in the shoes of the participants in the Nativity story. What a wonderful way to make this story come alive during the season of waiting. Since the holiday season is typically quite noisy, these meditations are a nice tool to bring stillness into your life. Here are some ideas on how you might use this collection. You could select one meditation to add into your prayer rhythm each week. You could choose a meditation to listen to as a family before lighting the candles in your Advent wreath. You could use one of these meditations as a nighttime ritual to prepare you for bed during the holiday season. You could listen to one of these meditations during your morning commute to center your mind towards Christ. You can find out more information about this collection at mycreateharmony.com. Hope you'll check it out. And until next time, peace.